The new weapons of the Chiefs offense are starting to click. Where is it going today on Locked On Chiefs?
From the land of the free and the home of the Chiefs, this is the Locked On Chiefs podcast.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Yes, the Chiefs offense is off to a flying start. And it always helps to have friends. We're brought to you by FanDuel. Our pals over there make every moment more. Right now, you're getting a boost every single day. A boost or a bonus from FanDuel for every person out there. All customers right now. That's something that everybody can take advantage of every day at FanDuel.com to get started. Thanks for being with us. We're going to go through what is at camp because all of a sudden the offense is spreading the ball around, looking almost mid-season form in terms of how many guys are getting in on the action. Where does that go? This is Chris Clark from Chiefs Corner over here. And then you can get all the information on the cat. Yeah, one of these days. I'm right-handed. What do you want? You're going to get all the information you want on the quarterbacks and the cap and everything there. Great series running it down before camp started. Go check that. I'm Ryan Tracy from Rogue Analytics or Performance Consulting, as well as RGR Football and NFL 33. Check those out. Thanks for making us your first listen here on Locked On Sports Network. You can get more because there's all kinds of shows on the network here that are all the same. We're free and available every day on every platform, starting here on YouTube and going out to Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you can get a free show. You can get us. So make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you want that much more, you can get all the breaking news, detail, and our insights at 816-357-8781. That is our insider text line for all those locos that watch every single day. We love you guys and we appreciate it. Now, there's a lot going on around the league that we're going to get a little bit of a quick review. Everything that Chiefs avoided here and may have to avoid in the actual season. We're going to do a game here in the second segment called In or Out. What do you believe and how sold are you on it? But we start with these young guys. Isaiah Pacheco being the oldest dude in the group that's starting to make some noise with Worthy and Wiley out there.
Yeah, and before we do that, I just want to say 8 years, bud. It's been a ride and headed into another season.
Yeah. If you found us last week, just know that the last 8 years we've been doing this pretty much every day. So welcome.
And we did a podcast for a year before that and wrote about the team for a couple of years before that. So been covering this team over 10 years. Both of us have. Yeah, you talk about Worthy and you talk about Pacheco and Wiley. Pacheco had a great over-the-shoulder catch from Mahomes, and I believe it was 7-on-7. The play of the day, I think, is probably Worthy getting a 50-yard TD from Mahomes. And I believe you said it was a cover zero look. I didn't see the defense. I was paying attention, trying to see what the release was like and what was going on the play. And Cook ends up having Worthy on the deep part of the field, and he can't keep up with him. And that's, I mean, you're asking too much if you think Brian Cook is going to keep up with Worthy. So if you're going to blitz and do a zero blitz, you have to get home. They didn't get home, and Worthy torched him. But I think the bigger thing for me, and I know that was a big play and it stands out, is if you go back to yesterday, Worthy got rocked coming off the line of scrimmage in 7-on-7 by Joshua Williams. And everybody wants to, like, there's a lot of people on Twitter that want to talk about how, he's too small, whatever. He's not one. I think that there's a couple different things there. One, he's not going to be a guy that's going to be on the line of scrimmage getting jammed like that all the time. I would even venture to guess it's probably going to be lower than maybe even 50 to 60% of the time he'll be getting jammed. I think he'll be a guy that they're moving around a ton, and he's going to be off the line to begin with. Two, I also think that you're looking at a situation where he has to learn, and this is the perfect time for him to learn. Joshua Williams had a great punch on him and got him out of where he was supposed to be, and Williams was playing zone and knocked him into the linebacker, and Worthy ended up on his butt. It happens. But I think I'll take the speed. I think I'll take the extra playmaking ability that we've seen from time to time throughout camp and deal with him having a couple of bad snaps here and there.
I agree with you. And for you Cobra Kai fans, it's the old wax on, wax off. He's got to get a little bit better with his hands so he can deflect some of those punches. They will come. But this happens in the league in regular season games. Guys get knocked down if the guy is just determined, doesn't care about the rest of the play. I'm just going to put you on the ground. It does happen. I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be set up for him to be in that situation very often. And quite frankly, that was a zone look. He got knocked around twice. I don't know that the play was designed to him, and quite frankly, it didn't look like he came off the line very hard. So I think it made it a little bit easier for Joshua Williams. No big deal. But today's play, that's what it's about. It's what you want it to do, right? Because Chiefs are going to get some zero looks. And zero, folks, for those of you who don't know the terminology, a zero look is just where there's no high safety. Now, Brian Cook was backed off of the line of scrimmage. I want to say around 6 yards, something like that. But it was specifically a man look. And he did the best that he could. Once Worthy broke past him, he was able to accelerate and maintain the distance. He couldn't catch him. But they were talking about the fastest guy in the history of the combine and the fastest guy in this league right now.
Yeah. And the big thing to me, like I said, on the, him getting hit in hit to the ground, is he has to learn. And this is how you learn. And even if this is his welcome to the NFL rookie moment, who cares? It's in training camp before they've even played a preseason game. It's also about learning coverage and trying to figure out tells as to what coverage is going to be. And maybe that would have helped him in that situation if he recognized the coverage. Regardless, you saw the play today. You saw what he was able to do, the 50-yard catch, and he continues to be a guy that Mahomes trusts in, is trying to push the ball deep to. So that's encouraging. Then you go back and you look at a guy like Wiley. And from what I remember on this specific play, he's getting the ball thrown to him by Oladokin. It's not even Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
And Oladokin's got everybody bearing down on him and finds Wiley outside, and Wiley's able to take it to the house from 40 yards out because he's fast. He got outside, I think, from what I remember, Boyd Odo or Eco, the corner from K-State, jumped on an underneath route, and that allowed Wiley to get behind him. But that's the type of play that you want him to be making. I mean, his speed is going to be something that is going to continue to be something the Chiefs can really use and take advantage of. And, he's playing with the third quarterback. Who really cares? It's get him out there, get him as many reps as you possibly can, and just get him on the field when you have the ability to. And he's been getting first string snaps at times. So I think it's encouraging to see that from him.
Yeah, I agree. The view that I saw, it was like, where'd who go? Because Wiley was standing there by himself. So, I mean, take advantage. That's what it's for. Don't drop the ball. Don't, run yourself into coverage. Be available to your quarterback. Like, checked all the boxes. So, yeah, great play. I think Pacheco's play was great as well. You got to get him involved, and it's been pretty light for him going forward. So I'd like to see they're peppering him in. They're a week out from, just about a week out from a ball game.
The other thing I like about Pacheco's play is the guy that was covering him was Chanel. And the reason I like that is because it's a place he has to work on. He has to get better at that area. And that's something that he is going to continue to get beat at. And that's fine. It's going to happen. That's not his strength. We know that that's not his strength, but continuing to work him in and, getting him beat in those situations, he's going to be looking at it a different way. And Mike Dana the other day came out and said Leo Chanel is a beast, and he is just working his butt off trying to be the best he can. I am excited for him in year 3.
Yeah, I cannot argue in any way, shape, or form. I am all in on Leo Chanel. The question is, are we in or out on a bunch of other guys? That's coming up next. Passion, drive, patience. It brings the trophy home, and just like the Chiefs have. And it can also affect your main vehicle, your ride or die. eBay Motors has everything that you need to maintain that vehicle, give it its peak performance, as well as over-the-top superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED lights, everything to make it speedy, powerful, and stylish, all at eBay Motors, because they have you covered. Over 122 million parts for your or die, and you'll always find exactly what you're looking for, because eBay has a guaranteed fit. Your part will fit your ride every single time, or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're not burning cash. You're burning rubber. At least you're trying to. With all the parts that you need and the pieces that you want, it's easy to turn your car into an MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply. Guaranteed fit is available for U.S. customers only. We have a lot going for you, and if you like 24/7 coverage, we can take care of that for you as well. There is a great channel, Locked On Sports Today. Locked On NFL Today is coming as well. You can get everything that you need at one spot, 24/7, all day long on YouTube and on the Amazon Fire TV platform. Make sure you go check that out. It's your team every single day. And that's what we do as well. And every day there's a new guy that seems to pop up and bring some questions. So I'm going to let you run this gig since it was your idea. Okay. In or out? Bought in or sold out? What are we doing?
So I'm going to just throw out a name and I'll see what you think. In or out on his chance of being a starter. Let's start there for the first couple.
Starter, okay.
And I'm talking, it doesn't necessarily have to be, top of his position. It could be, there could be, wide receivers technically have 3 starters, corners have 3 starters, that type of deal. So just keep that in mind. Kelvin Joseph.
Out.
Don't think he'll end up being a starter.
I love the talent. I don't think he's ready to be a starter in this defense yet. I know he's been on a run lately. Obviously, a lot of folks concerned with the baggage. He's had some issues in Dallas and that kind of stuff. But I keep going back to the college fit. It was always fit. It's still a fit. Whether he bumps somebody off, it depends on Najee Johnson's knee in particular, in my opinion, as well as Joshua Williams.
Yep, I agree with that. And he keeps getting run with the ones. That's the main reason I'm asking the question. And it seems like they're allowing him and he's making plays. And Williams is relegated to the second team right now. So something to watch there. We talked about this guy earlier, Worthy.
No offense to Justin Watson. Justin's not 100% right now. There is no reason to keep this kid off the field. Put him out there. Yeah. Let's go right now.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that you look at, Rashee Rice, we still don't know what's going to happen with that situation. There's still possibly something there. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you saw this, Tom Pelissero was on with Rich Eisen talking about the Chiefs when he was at camp, and Hollywood Brown was not there and not available for practice when Pelissero was there. And you look at him coming out and saying that he thinks the Chiefs have the fastest team in the NFL, even faster than the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. I'll take it. I know nobody wants to hear Al Davis's words, but Al was right about one thing. Not many things, but at least one thing. Speed does kill in this league. It will win you ball games. And having that and getting back to that, particularly at the wide receiver position, that's gold.
Okay, so let's go back to Kelvin Joseph for a second. I'll change the rules a little bit. Not just starter, but making the team.
In.
You think he makes it?
I think he's pushing his way on. And I knowing that you can get some other guys to the practice squad, Kamal Hadden in particular, I think he's vying with him. But again, the flip side, if anybody's injured or has to stay out, that could be. But I think there's still a possible trade at this position in the future here in the preseason.
Same type of thing. Do they make the roster, Nico Remigio?
Okay, that's a tough one. I am leaning towards yes right now. I don't know who's going to be the casualty or casualties. But right now, especially if Kadarius Toney ain't ready to go, we'll see what happens injury-wise, but that makes it an easy decision. But I'm leaning yes right now. You?
Yeah, I am leaning yes. You go back, and if you go out and look at my Twitter feed, somebody got a rep of him going one-on-one, and I can't remember. I think it was against Taylor. And just his release off the line, his ability to get out into a route and create separation, I think is going to be valuable. I understand Taylor isn't necessarily, your all-star corner, but it's still encouraging to be able to see that coming from a guy that is an undrafted rookie. So I am in right now. Sky Moore.
If Remigio's in, then I'm out on Moore.
Yeah. I think that's the reality of it. They keep trying to run more with the ones, so we'll see if that continues. I think they're trying to give him as many chances as they possibly can. But I agree with you. I think that he is probably on the outside looking in at this point, whether that's through him being released or being traded. Who knows? We'll see. And yes, I do think that somebody would trade something. It may not be very much, but if you could get something for Sky Moore, I think that would be a benefit.
Super Bowl touchdown pass receiving Sky Moore. Yeah, I'd be pumping that up.
Right. Godric.
Roster we're talking?
Yep.
Outside chance, but I'm leaning out right now.
Because of Niang?
Yeah. Putting him
Are you
back at
still
right
thinking
tackle,
they're
I
going
think
to
helps
keep?
Niang and probably solidifies him.
Yeah. So you think they're going to keep 4? Okay. So CJ Hansen.
Out. I think he's a practice squad player, but I think he's going to be available. And should somebody get hurt on the interior 3, I think they will elevate him and bring him to the 53.
Okay. Let's see. Malik Herring.
Tough one.
I'm having fun because this is I'm just sitting here throwing out guys. So
yeah, hey, you just
I
keep
know.
thinking stuff. I'll knock them down. It's about Felix for me. If Felix, you feel, can be a situational pass rusher right now today and go get something done, it might be tough. We haven't seen a ton out of work. We've seen Pennell a ton, but I don't know why they're wasting so many reps of Mike Pennell right now. I would back him off. It is very, very borderline, but I will just take a stab in the dark and say in right now.
Okay. Fabian Lovett.
In. Sold. Can't let him go because somebody will steal him.
Okay, so I know where you're going with the other one, Farrell. Neil Farrell.
Yeah, he's got to be out. I got nothing.
Fair enough. Deion Bush, who, by the way, missed practice today. I want to throw that one out there because we didn't report that earlier. He was the only addition to the practice report for injuries. Nick Bolton, I think everybody showed up today and was on the field, but they weren't necessarily practicing. So the guys that got hurt yesterday weren't practicing, but Bolton was actually out there, had a sleeve on his arm. So that's a good sign.
Deion Bush's ability to make the roster is highly dependent on the other guy that didn't practice at his position today, Justin Reed. If Justin Reed has to start on the pup, then I think Deion is likely to make it.
Yeah, I think he's actually on the NFI, which I'm not sure how that works. Like, I would think you'd have to end up. I don't think you can stay on NFI going into the season, but I'm not 100% on that. I have to look. But he's on NFI right now, so it was something that was not football related that got him injured. So we'll see how that ends up. I think that's really probably it right now. Montrell Washington, I think we both would agree is on the on out, but somebody that I think is pushing, trying to make a case for at least being on the practice squad. I still don't see a way he makes this roster. I'll throw one else. I got one more for you. Justin Ross.
If Nico's in, Justin likely doesn't have a spot because that means that they kept Tony for a reason. If they don't keep Tony for injury or otherwise, then you might still have more there. So I think McCole is going to be staying ahead of Ross one way or the other. So out.
Well, and the other question is Justin Watson going to be Justin Watson from last year? If he is, he's on this roster. That gives you the top 4 wide receivers that you already know, and not figuring that Rice is going to get something at this point. If they keep Tony because of the contract, you only really have one spot open. So it's really hard. I can't.
That's my math. I'm banking on 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Irv Smith Jr.
Right now, I think he's shown enough to earn it, which sucks because that means Carson Steele has to go to the practice squad. But Carson's been getting more touches the last couple of days too. So you never know. I think it may be A or B between Irv Smith and Carson Steele.
So then who do you think, and I know we're changing it up a little bit, but that's okay. Who do you think the running backs are and how many do they keep?
I think they keep 3 actual running backs, and then I would make Steele the 4th. And this is presuming that the LRZ hype is just that, and they're not ready for him to be on the squad week 1.
Okay. That's it for in or out. I'll let you run this the next time that we do this.
Yeah, a little long-winded. Sorry.
No, you're good. I enjoy it. I mean, this gives a little bit of an indication as to where we're leaning with what we've seen so far in camp. And obviously, the preseason game is still a week away. So we'll get more information in the coming week, but we're not quite there yet. So, and we have one more practice before they have a day off on Saturday. So we'll get a little bit more information tomorrow before we have a day off. And then they'll be getting ready for a game the next week.
Yeah. And this is going on all over the league, this same type of game, because decisions have to be made. And we got 2 guys coming up. They're going to be in the next segment, and one that's probably going to be out. We're going to see how does it affect the Chiefs. They all do coming up next. You love sports just like I do, and you love them so much you never want them to stop. but the playoffs have come and go. It's baseball season, and now it's training camp. There's always something to get into the action, and wherever you want to go, you can do it with one app on FanDuel and place any bets anytime you're in the mood. This summer, FanDuel is giving away to all customers either a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com. You can even take a look at the Chiefs right now. They are plus 600 for the next Super Bowl, the three-peat Super Bowl. You can go to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer right now. There's still time left in this summer. FanDuel.com, the official sportsbook betting partner of Major League Baseball and the NFL. Okay. Believe it or not, there's 31 other training camps going on. And a couple of things have happened that affect, I know, right? It's crazy. That do affect the Kansas City Chiefs. If you want the rundown of the quarterback situation, it's on NFL33.com. You got to get subscribed, but go check that out. But of all the news that stands out to you, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you mentioned this earlier today. Be sure to go look and check out the new Locked On NFL 24-hour station on YouTube that is available as of today. Brand new. All 32 teams will be on it, and you will get all your news for all 32 teams.
You're going to get us a couple times a day because there's 32 teams, and there's about 48 slots that have to go. So, hey, you're going to see us plenty, and you're going to get your news in one place 24/7. So, 24/7 is what about breaking news. A little bit of news today, especially in the AFC West. Justin Herbert, not really feeling so good, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's not. And plantar fasciitis for Justin Herbert, he is out until probably the regular season. And I know that a lot of people say it's preseason games, who cares? I really do think it does matter. I mean, I don't think the teams that have ever held their quarterbacks out or their starters out have really started quickly and started well. So I do think it matters, and I think it's a big deal. And then you look at the Chargers just in general. This goes back to they cannot stay healthy. Rashawn Slater is back to practice, but he missed some time with an injury as well. So something to watch there.
I know you guys are shocked. There's injuries with the Chargers. Well, it happened a little bit earlier this year. Herbert in particular, I think the last time that Jim Harbaugh had a starting quarterback in the pros go down, he ended up losing his job. I can't say that to Justin Herbert, but Alex Smith might have something to say about it. So let's see what happens there. Not the only guy who's not participating, though. Big dudes need to get paid as well, right?
Yeah. Tristan Wirfs signed a huge deal, $140 million over 5 years, I think. $28 million a year, a little over $28 million a year. The big thing that really sticks out to me, and I said this on Twitter, or X, I guess. The thing that sticks out to me on this is you have a guy in San Francisco who is not practicing, is not reporting to training camp, in Trent Williams, because he wants a new contract. You now have a new guy that just became the highest paid tackle in the NFL, and Williams still doesn't have a contract. To me, I would expect Williams is saying that that's my floor. I expect he wants to be the highest paid offensive tackle in the NFL. And the whole reason that I wanted to talk about this today is to say one thing. And it is, I understand he may be the best offensive tackle in the NFL, and Kansas City struggled for years not having a good left tackle when they tried to sign him. But right now, I'm happy they didn't, because this has continuously been a deal for him. He has to be the highest paid tackle, and you cannot have that attitude on this team and think that this is going to be something where they can win the Super Bowl year after year. Not with Patrick at QB. They get away with it because of Brock Purdy. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing, is the Chiefs dodged a bullet here, because the reason they didn't sign him back then and went to Orlando Brown is because of money. And now it's popping up again in what would have been the same situation. And the guy turns 36 in 2 weeks. So enjoy the fact you dodged that bullet. And a lot of folks wanted them to trade for Wirfs. I will just say this, having two first and second year players on rookie contracts, and Kingsley Suamataia, who I believe is pulling away in the left tackle role competition. Just as I said on draft day, that is his destiny. Having him and Wanya Morris to be able to battle on rookie contracts is such an advantage right now, given this whole thing and what just happened to these two players.
Yeah, and I should have said in or out on Suamataia being the starting left tackle, but we've talked about it so much. I think people know where we stand on that one. Yeah. But to make my last point on Trent Williams, and I think we talked about this already a couple weeks ago when looking at him, or maybe this was just another conversation you and I had. His cap numbers right now, it's 10.75 for this year, but that's because he's currently on a suspension list and his base salary isn't counting. So his number would be over 30 million this year already, his cap number. Yeah. Then you're looking at 2025, 34 million, 2026, 37.8 million, and 2027 is 3.6, and he has a void year that year. So he's looking to be the highest paid tackle in the NFL, and he's already costing them over $30 million a year on the cap. Good luck with that.
And the Chiefs' 2 left tackle prospects are a combined, 4.2? Not even?
Oh, you'd have to ask like that when I don't have it up.
That's what.
Go ahead. I just
in the last piece of news that is pertinent to the Chiefs is it does look like rookie quarterback for the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, he's pulling ahead in that competition as well. So something to look at there. I was abnormally high on Nix in the draft round. Was not happy to see him go to Denver. So just watch out for Sean Payton and Bo Nix as they try to come after the Chiefs.
Okay, so what did you say you thought it was? 4.2?
I thought it was 4.2 total.
For those two? No.
Yeah. No,
it's 2.4.
No.
Total.
So I had those numerals reversed. Okay. So 34 million for a 36-year-old tackle, or $2 million.
Wande Morris is on a deal for 1.2 million in 2024. Kingsley Suamataia, his cap number is 1.167. So about $2.4 million for the two combined versus 30 million, at least 30 million in 2024. And he's wanting more money. So he's already got it. That's the thing. He's already got a $20 million salary this year. So yes, his cap number is so high because of his proration on his bonus. And I get that, but he's already getting $20 million this year and it's not enough. So what is that going to end up being? Is it going to end up being where he has to have $28 million, which is another $8 million on top of it, which would give him a cap number of over 38? Of course, they could make it to where it'd be less, but then it's going to be what it is in Cincinnati. Those huge numbers.
It's going to be the contracts that drag down a team that has high hopes. It's going to happen to the Niners too. It's not happening in Kansas City. Yes, you can look at the team overall, and yes, the right tackle's making a ton of money, sure. But when you average this out for the offensive line, for the offensive tackle position, the Chiefs are way ahead of a lot of the contending teams.
Oh, way ahead. And then you also look at the fact that you talk about San Francisco. Brandon Ayuk is supposedly sounding like getting a new deal soon. There's rumors out there that his deal is about done. What are they going to pay him? We'll see. I think they were trying to get that done before they figure out the Williams situation. I'm sure they don't want to pay Williams more money. But then you also look at another place in the NFL, Cincinnati. Cincinnati just signed Joe Burrow to a huge contract last year, and they have a guy in Jamar Chase who's not practicing. He's refusing to practice because he wants a new deal.
Yeah. And another star in T. Higgins who won't come back. I mean,
it's CeeDee Lamb.
The penny pinching that has to go on here. Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. And then in Dallas, you have CeeDee Lamb, you have Micah Parsons, and you have Dak. Like, Dallas is going to practically explode.
You don't have Dak for long.
Next year. No.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure Dak doesn't get $60 million a year, and that's crazy to think about, but he is going to be a free agent quarterback because he's not going to – I don't think they're going to get something done.
And call me crazy, but I'm guessing he doesn't have a ring at that time either. So that's one more quarterback that will make more than Patrick that'll have 0 rings. Okay, so sorry, folks. It's an anniversary show. We ran a little over today, but thank you for being with us. There's plenty going on around the league, and it does affect the Chiefs. There is, and it it affects the Chiefs in all these different ways. So thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Check out another Locked On show for your next listen right after this, or go check out Locked On NFL today. It's 24/7. You can get there from here. We appreciate you being with us. All you locals that listen every single day, we appreciate and love you guys. So thank you for being with us. Make sure you like and sub. Enjoy your weekend. We'll have some content over it as the Chiefs get ready for next week and the tune-up to preseason game number 1. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you then.